Hey guys, today's video is about 3 things to avoid in cold approach. While you're in field, you're building your skill set, and you're faced with the journey. One, I think, and these 3 examples come from my own life. I've done these extensively. I had a period where I burned out and I stopped doing cold approach completely. And these contributed, I'll get deeper into the story on a different time, but these contributed heavily to my setbacks or being set back in cold approach. One is over competition. It is good to be in a group of guys where you guys push each other, you learn from each other. This guy posts a field report, you get excited off that field report and you want to hit the streets, right? You want to hit the clubs, you want to go do things. That's good. And soon it could turn to kind of head to head, you guys competing with each other. But you don't want to over compete. Over competing is really focusing on that and not understanding that this is a process of growth. It takes time. It takes understanding. Understanding has its own season. It has its own time. It has its own moment to blossom and bloom. And you can't rush it by being competitive. I feel like for guys who find it hard to get motivated, competition and making it a competition is very, very good because it just gets you off the couch. You want to move, you want to kick around, you want to go do something. You want to go approach. But over competition is focusing way too much on the head-to-head battle going on between you and your wing or you and somebody else in the group, for example, and you're not noticing the lessons that, picking up the lessons that you should be picking up. So be careful for this. The competitive spirit is motivating, but it's also crushing. I would say number 2 is not valuing the progress you make because it's not what you want. This is a big one. This is huge. This killed me. It destroyed me. It was huge, a huge mistake for me. I made progress in leaps and bounds, but because it wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be, I dismissed it. Kind of going back to the all or nothing thinking. I've talked about it. All or nothing is just, it's either what I want or it's nothing, right? You throw it away completely. And that's not the way the world works. There's a lot of gray area there. There's a lot of gray area. Someone will say, either I have the absolutely perfect job, perfect salary, perfect boss, perfect coworkers, perfect hours, perfect benefits plan, absolutely everything perfect, or it's a terrible job and I'm leaving. And it's like, no. There is in between, right? Maybe the hours are long and stressful, but the pay is good and you do have breaks and vacations, etc., right? You just have to figure out which trade-offs are most important to you. So this gray, there's always gray area. There's always gray area. I did not value. I made huge, again, I was doing sets where I was absolutely proud of myself. But because I wasn't getting the girls and getting the results that I wanted to, and those results were forthcoming, those results were further down the line, I completely bailed out on the path. It made me burn out because of that mindset that I'm either getting what I want now or this is a waste. It doesn't work that way. You want to always give praise and give credit to yourself. Be thankful, give gratitude for the progress that you've made, for your way through the process. You want working your way through this winding maze and making things happen. You always want to do that. And the third is big personal for me. It's a big personal thing. I had my way of doing things. I had the plan set up, right? And I was caught up in what everyone else was doing. I was caught up in the short-term game. A lot of my wings at the time in the group that I was in were more focused on the short term. They were focused on the short-term results, short-term lays, dates, etc. Not really thinking for the long term, not really designing game for a protracted period of time, right? Where they can continually grow consistently, incrementally, and see good things happen in their game. And because of this, and this was a widespread thing in the group, I fell into it too. And I started rushing and pushing, and I abandoned the game plan that I'd set. They always say sometimes in life, when you're moving in a certain direction, you do have people, you do have friends and partners on that road with you. But sometimes you do need to walk that road alone. It's important for that to happen. Some parts of your journey will be alone. And at that stage, I saw that being with or being one of the group, being one of the boys, being one of everyone else, doing the same type of approaches, not focusing on different layers, levels, aspects of my game, trying to fit in, cost me in the end and put me in a situation where I burned out. You know, coupled with rushing. I tried to rush to the finish line, right? An unrealistic timetable for the accomplishment of something that takes years, because to really get good at anything takes years and years and years and years of practice. So if you're making any of these mistakes, or for any length of time, it's never too late to change, to edit your mindset, and to edit what you're doing. I hope this helps you on the path, and like, subscribe, and come back for more content. Take care.